Hello everyone, welcome to a look at Thea the Awakening. This is a really, really cool game that has a lot of different features that kind of remind me of various games, to the point where I can't just say, hey, welcome to this game that is like Civilization, or welcome to this game that plays like King of Dragon Pass, or, so on and so forth, or this roguelike. There's so many little parts of this game that just, when combined, make it really cool. So let's dive in here, because I can't really easily explain what this is like. You just have to see it. So the brief outline of this story is that this world has been plunged into darkness for... Honestly, I can't remember if it was a decade, a century, or longer. But during this time when darkness has reigned and there's been no light in the world, humanity has been kind of crushed, and the gods of the world, these are the gods, have lost their power and are now very weak. So in this game, you pick a god, and over here you can see some bonuses, and over onto the right you see the lore. And as you play through the game, even if you lose the game, you're still getting experience for the god that you played as, and you are unlocking bonuses that you will start with in your next gameplay. So you can see here I've made it to rank 2 with this Vela's god, so I've unlocked these bonuses. Unfortunately, I have not unlocked any other gods yet, but besides the starting 2 of Veles and Mokash, which do play differently. And this, I forgot to mention, this game does have a roguelike property in where there's only one save, and if you try to save the game, you have to kind of save and exit, I believe. But you can only get one game going at a time, and again, if you lose, then you lose. You gotta start over. And the world is randomly generated every time, which I love random generation. Did I say that right? Generation. Because it adds to the amount of time you can play this game, because you're not going to start at the same location, like, okay, I gotta go here, then here, then here. It's going to be different. So I've been putting most of my time into Veles, so we're going to start with Veles the god here. Our bonuses from playing this game previously, we now have a +3 bonus armor during challenges versus disease, curse, and intellect. Challenges are all of the... You can think of them as fights in this game. There's a straight up fight where it's your offense versus the enemy's defense, but it's handled the same way in other challenges. You could be fighting a disease, you could be fighting a stealth check, and it's all really cool, and we'll get into that later. We're also going to start with an additional human sage in our village, because again, we have reached rank 2. If through this game I get to rank 3, we'll be able to receive a few common random resources each turn, which sounds great. And I'm not sure what these other two are yet. But, our gameplay focus here... Craftsmen, gatherers, or warriors? It's what our village is going to be focused on in the beginning. I'm going to choose... Let's go with warriors. So we should start with more warriors than anything else. And I'll keep on a normal. But yeah, this is a really cool game. So now we're playing as a god whose followers have kind of gathered in a central location, and from the central location we have to go out and send expedition parties to go gather new resources, to come back and build new items. There's a lot of items, there's a lot of different traits that characters have. You'll see this guy in the beginning of every game, at least currently in this version, and it's basically just asking you if you want to do the tutorial. But this is the part that reminds me of King of Dragon Pass, because there's going to be random events that just kind of happen, and they're presented like this. They give you a picture, then they give you some text, and you get an option. And I guess King of Dragon Pass is fresh in my mind, and this just kind of reminds me of that. But anyway, we can go through the tutorial, which I'm not going to do. I'm instead going to say, I'm a deity, you know. I already know these things, and don't need the talk. Skip tutorial. Alright, now, are you absolutely sure? There is no calling me back, you know. He's just saying, hey, are you positive you don't want to do the tutorial? And I'm like, yes, I'm sure. So instead they give us a general task to start us off. He wants us to craft, or it wants us to craft 2 warhammers and leave them in our village. And I'm going to be like, alright man, let's do it. And we get some XP and research points. And we're going to close. And here we go. This is randomly generated every time. So the name isn't, but the map definitely is. So let's go through the UI here. This is just a picture of, I think, our god, because it's changed when I played the other god. We can rename people and places, so I'm going to rename our village Awesome YouTube Village Villa with 1 L. The Awesome YouTube Villa. Confirmed. Everyone wants to go to the Awesome YouTube Villa. And automatically is going to start us with an expedition party. The expedition party is in charge of going out and seeking treasure, or if I hit this show resource button, going out and gathering resources that are away from your main town, also fighting, tons of different things, exploration. Where to start? Oh yeah, UI, okay. So it's pretty simple. You have research. When you get this filled, you get a research point. This is your experience. When you get enough experience, you're going to level up your entire population. All the people that are currently in your city and every expedition that you have. In this case, we have 6 people in the expedition and 5 in our city. And we'll delve deeper into that here in just a moment. And then let's go through these buttons. This is the show resource button, which is very good. Very good. It kind of tells you where to go and what to expect there. Like if we go here, we can get some exotic fruits, which I'll probably do that. There's also coal. A big part of this game is making sure that your expeditions and your town have enough food and fuel to survive. As long as you have food and fuel, you're going to be sitting well. You're going to be able to heal your wounds if you take any from fights. Very, very important. So it's good when your city starts in an area where it can gather its own fuel and food, which it can, because it starts next to these wood tiles and it has vegetables in it. I have started where we didn't have anything around. It was like a frozen wasteland. It was a terrible start, but this looks pretty promising. But anyway, that's the show resources. This will cycle through your expeditions. You can have multiple if you want. This will go back to your town. This is going to be your quest log. Right now it only has that tutorial part. And then we have the research screen. So the big 3 parts of this game is going to be gathering, crafting new things such as weapons, armor, even recipes for food, jewelry, and then constructing new buildings. Each building does a different thing. For example, the pasture. Is this going to tell us what it does here? We may have to look into a different window for this. Alright, so we randomly get our own meat resources, I think every turn or every so often. There we go. Grants meat each turn. There we go. We can spend our resource point to learn how to build an herbalist hut, which is going to increase health regeneration at our town. Or we could build, which I start with, is a cabbage field. From time to time, you can expect vegetable resources to spawn, but then it also grants a chance for babies to be found, because babies, my friends, they are not conceived, they are just found in cabbage fields around the world. This is not a joke text, this is actually part of the game. This will assist you in getting new people in your town, which is very important because you have a limited number, and I have never received an extra one yet. So each person is valuable. I'm going to put our first resource point into the cabbage field. When you click on it, it's going to tell you exactly what materials you're going to need to build this cabbage field. The more exotic and better quality materials you put in here, the better the cabbage field is going to yield. So this is just showing you that any kind of wood resource, any kind of stone resource, any kind of wheat, fruit or vegetable resource, and then metal resource or wood. This isn't telling us exactly like, hey, you need these, what, peaches? I don't know. Or this carrot. Just, it's a general image. So I'm going to confirm. We spend our research point. Kind of like in Civilization, when you choose to research a new material, like this dark wood, it's going to then reveal itself on your map. So it's very Civilization-like in that aspect. Alright, so we're going to close the research screen, and that's all the buttons here. Up here is going to be the time of day, or the actual day. Basically, the turn number. There is a night and day cycle. Now let's dive into our town of Awesome YouTube Villa. Again, we need food and fuel. When you click on a town or expedition, up here it's going to tell you the amount of people in it, the amount of turns they have for food, and the amount of turns for fuel that they have. So, we can go to the equipment and assign equipment to our people. We can look at the inventory of our town. We can, I forget what this is. Oh, right, create a new expedition. Or manage. Manage is pretty important. This is where all of our tasks are going to be. Our tasks being gathering tasks, crafting tasks, constructing tasks. Gathering is pretty self-explanatory. Crafting is crafting tools, crafting clothes, meals, new tasks as you unlock them, and then constructing those buildings. So it's telling us right here that we don't have enough resources for this cabbage field. And we can click to try and build it, and we'll see that, yeah, in fact, we need 25 wood or 25 stone. We don't have that at all in here, so we're going to have to wait. But we are next to wood, so we can gather wood for this project. The thing I'm worried about is the vegetable. Oh, no, we have vegetables too. So we can build this in a few turns of gathering. We got this. We can do it. Over here on the right, you're going to see our list of people. Usually, if they don't have any buttons here, like this is gathering, this is crafting, it usually means that they're a warrior. because most of the people have some type of gathering or crafting. Let's actually go back to another task and show you how to do this. Alright, so these are some of our current tasks. This has changed since the last time I played it. The UI has changed. It is in beta, so it's constantly changing. Huh, alright, I kind of have to acclimate myself to what's going on here. Alright, so showing us, I believe that we need 60 production to yield 7 wood per turn. If you look at these numbers, the number represents basically 10. So this is 40, 50, 50, 10, 20. So none of our people have 60, so we can't gather any of these in one turn, but we will assign Jan here. So he's going to get plus 40 per turn, so you see we'll take 2 turns. It does carry over to the next turn, so you don't lose any production here. We're going to have Tomko get this, and then Boslav gather this. Huh, so in the previous edition of this game, you were able to just keep assigning tasks. So I could have, like 5 tasks of wood gathering, but you can't do that anymore. I wonder if they changed it so that you can only have tasks. Yeah, that's it. You can only have a task per tile. Oh, that's a huge change. That's a huge change. Wow. Again, previously, I could, if we had, 20 people in our village, we could assign 20 of them to gather wood in a turn. But now it looks like it's changed. Wow, that makes this game even harder. But okay. Good to know that right now. We still have Sage and Wojtek that aren't doing anything. Let me see if I can gather or craft any gathering tools. We need 4 hay stuff, which I think, yeah, this is one of the fibers. So we could put this here. We do have some leather, and we also have string. And then we need a catalyst, which is wood, so we'll just put some dark wood there. And then it's going to tell you what materials went into this, how much production it's going to take to make it, how many items per production is met, the amount of research, I think that's the amount of research points you get for making this. And then this is the weight of the object. There is encumbrance. Different people have different encumbrance, so you have to keep that in mind. And when this is equipped, our gathering will go up by +3. So like this Jan here who has 4, if we give this to him, they'll have 7, which is kind of a big boost, So we can also just kind of, if we add a lot of materials here, put more different ones in here and see what other properties we could get. Like we could do the string, but it doesn't change anything. Like if we had higher quality leather, we could put that in there and our gathering would probably go up to +4. So this is all dependent on what kind of materials you put in here. We'll put the string in there. We're going to confirm. And now we have a task. There is the task. Up here, you can assign if you want to build more than 1. But I'm only going to build 1. You could also just do infinity. So if you have enough resources, this person will just keep pumping them out as time goes on. But we're just going to build 1. We're going to assign... Let's actually assign... This is a craftsman job, so that's the hammer. Let's assign this guy here. So there we go. And then let's go back to gathering, and then we'll put... I guess we'll put Sage in here. So since Sage doesn't have any gathering whatsoever, you can see it's going to take 12 turns to gather 14 stacks of wood. Wait, why is this 4... Oh, I'm sorry, 14 stacks of food. That's actually kind of important. Hold on. Let me put Jan in there instead. And then I'll put Sage to gathering wood instead. Because you have 2 wood and then 1 food, so the food's kind of a big deal. Then we're back. So now all of our villagers have been assigned a task, at least most of them. Let's go close, and then we'll go into the inventory screen for our town. And this is all of the resources, all of the people, all of the items, everything that is in your town, including children. The children, after, I think just random, will grow up and become a productive member of society. And this is a pretty important screen because from here we can decide what food and what fuel resources are going to be burned or consumed. On the right here, you see that for the varying amount of resources that you eat, you actually get bonuses to all of your people that are in the town or expedition. Since we're in a town and I don't plan on getting attacked, none of these skills really benefit our gathering. So what I'm going to do is actually turn off these resources and we'll just consume meat for right now, so we get no bonus, but at the same time we don't really need a bonus to just harvest and gather wood in town. Now if we're under threat of being attacked, then I can maybe go in here and then turn on that so all of our people will get a bonus hit point, It's a pretty cool system. I'm also going to turn off the dark wood because it's more exotic than normal wood, and we're going to turn this off as well because I don't have any wood or any of whatever this is next to my town to gather. So this is kind of a limited resource, so I'm going to turn it off. So since we did that, We've now cut our supplies down to 5 turns because we only have 5 stacks of normal wood, but that's okay. We'll gather more wood in the future. Alright, now let's delve into our people. From this screen, you can right-click any of the people, and it opens up their information here. So there's a lot of stats in this game, and not all of them go into, like, fighting. So the fighting stats would be like your damage and your armor stat will go into an actual fight. But what if you have to talk somebody as a part of a challenge? Well, then that will pull in your speech, and there's another one. I think it's your attractiveness will be into speech challenges. And basically, everything here has a purpose. And I don't know all of the purposes yet, but you can hover over anyone, and it tells you exactly what it does. Let's see, for divination, this is only for challenges. So intellect and challenge hex. So any intellect-based challenges or a hex challenge, then this is part of that. Double divination damage to already damaged characters. So it looks like this is a damage type when fighting a hex challenge, and the fights will make more sense when we get into one. But yeah, there's a lot of stats here. There's a lot to this game. And then we can also click here and then equip all of our people. Here are their encumbrance. Up here you can rename this person. So Sage is a good name, but I'll rename you Gloria. I don't know. This is going to tell you exactly what kind of class they are. So this is a witch/sage. They are the wise ones, the keepers of old traditions and folk knowledge, the wielders of winds of magic, often feared but always respected. So I've never actually had a witch/sage before, and I've also never had a character that had divination. So different classes have different skills. She also has 3 magic. What does that do for us? I've never seen it. Magic is rare and sought after skill. It is used in hex challenges, but can also help you resolve many situations in unexpected ways. I assume it means random challenges. Okay. She also has a high will. That's cool. Yeah, here we can equip her with stuff like this choke collar. Oh, it's a bracelet. Okay. So this bracelet gives her a +1 to backstab, which she only has 1 to backstab, so she only has this because of this item. From what I could tell, the items are also randomly generated. Only for challenge, sneak, and hunt. Double backstab damage to characters. Well, I don't think she's going to be needing that. She also has a training sword, which grants her 1 damage and 5 defense. Let's look at Wojtek. I think this is going to be our warrior. Yep, this is our warrior. So warriors typically have a higher encumbrance than other characters, so they can have the better stuff. So, let's see. A great sword, which has 5 damage, 5 defense, 5 armor. We don't really have much of a selection here. Now, I usually give blunt damage to my warriors, because blunt damage... Okay, there's different damage types. Blunt damage is kind of like an AoE, which is very important early on because you're fighting weak creatures. Actually, there's 2 blunt damage weapons here. So yeah, this is the inventory screen and where you can equip people. Let me go out, click our expedition, and see what they have. Let's see. This is a polearm. Do they have any clubs? Again, clubs are really important early on. They do typically lower damage, but again, it's AoE damage, which is really important. Alright, so I don't see any blunt damage here. Are all of these warriors? No, okay, we have a craftsman. Oh, we have a medic. Medics lower the chance of dying from wounds for fellow travelers. That's very good. Because in fights, you will gather wounds, and hopefully Isbor here will help negate. That's a warrior. Wow, these are a lot of warriors. Okay, so this group is not good at going out and getting resources, because they're all warriors. Most of them, anyway. That's kind of funny. Let's see, this guy has a 5 in craft and has no gathering skill whatsoever. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to put this guy in town. So let's move this expedition. I know this is a lot of explanation, but it's kind of a big game in terms of explaining. So let's move this expedition back here. And now we're going to go into the inventory screen and exchange people. So like this Mishko, I don't think is going to do anything for our party. So we're going to put him back in town. Isbor can. Let's grab those blunt weapons, drag them over here, and in return, we will give these 2 swords over here. Let's see. Sharp Hip does 7 damage. Let's grab... I don't know what the polearm does. I'll probably keep that. Alright, now from here, let's go into the equip screen. Alright, so we got Isa. Barnum. He doesn't even have a weapon. Let's give you a club. Give you this club. Does everyone have a weapon? This guy has absolutely nothing. Alright, so we need some stuff for him. Let's take one of those weapons back. Hopefully a light weapon. Alright. We'll take that. Oops. Equip you there, my friend. Let's also give you a shield. Oh, we can't because he's going to be encumbered then. Shoot. Alright. How about we... Okay, let's do this. Can we give you this staff instead? Alright, that will work. And then maybe we can give Izza this one-handed weapon and a shield. That works. Alright. Zoska has our leather jerkin. I guess that's fine. Alright, so what does that polearm skill do? Polearm. There's so many skills. I'm still learning this game myself. Attacker holding a polearm weapon is placed before the last played offense card. Oh, okay. That'll make more sense when we get into combat. In that case, I don't know if I want you to... Oh, whatever. We'll keep it like that. Okay. So we've exchanged our inventory. Let's see. I'm also going to give some dryad wood. That seems pretty good. Let's get that back to town. We're not going to burn that. We'll keep the herbs. We'll keep the straw. And we're going to need that too. Okay, so we'll close. Also, we can, from here, decide what the expedition is going to burn. I prefer to burn wood first, so we'll do that. And we can also rename our expedition. So let's do the super cool force. Can't put the E because it's not enough characters. You know, the SCF. The super cool force. Alright, now it's time to do some stuff. There is a treasure here, so let's go and do that first. And now we're going to explore. You stumble across some ruins of an old city engulfed in mist and mystery. Whenever you see a skull, that's a chance that there's going to be a dangerous option. It goes up to 3 skulls, I believe. You search the ruins and find an interesting building to explore, but it seems half submerged in water. As you enter, a creature comes out from the water to attack you. Awesome, so I can show you the fighting. Alright, so before every single challenge, you're going to get this, what you're challenged against, and what skills can be used, and what weapon effects can be used in this challenge. So, even though there's a ton of skills that we have, more than what is listed here, these are the only ones that affect the fight challenge. Also, in the fight challenge is the only way that I've seen so far where your players can actually die. You can lose other challenges, and it may look like your characters die there, but they don't take any wounds, they don't die, you just lose. So this is kind of one of the most riskiest challenges. But we are a party of warriors. We are the super cool force, so that we should be alright. Maybe. I don't know. I think this Utopiak is actually kind of strong. I'm kind of worried about this. Okay, so let's begin combat. So this is a card-based combat system. This is the... Every single challenge is going to look like this in the game. Oh my god. Alright, so wow, that's really... She's very beefy. So this is going to tell us damage type. This is just basic slashing. It's poisonous though. So if a poison weapon hits a character who's already been wounded, they take double damage. It hurts. This is the blunt damage. This is the one where if it kills a creature, the rest of the damage will carry over to the next creature. And she has 27 hit points, or defense. You can see our characters, like even our beefy warriors, only have 15. At least Zoska here has 24. The hand is split off into 2 different categories. The offensive hand, and then like the tactical hand. So you can see over here in the tactical hand, we can use some of their abilities here. We can't do it here, because these are the people that you play directly in combat. You can play your tactical hand into combat, but if you do, and you use this get closer skill, for the first round of combat, they're going to be confused like this Utopiak is, because she was pulled from their tactical hand. So let's kind of, let's see what's going on here. For the first round of combat, we have this Warp Snake. Let's see, what do we have here? I could use this guy's ability to confuse. The number indicates the level card that they can confuse, so confuse is going to make them not attack. It's basically like this person. We can also protect ally, which is going to add to the ally's defense. Zoska here has a confuse level 5, which is really high. Protect ally level 4. First action, if played, we'll have one of our characters go before the enemy does. I think I may do that. So I think No. So since this guy has poison damage, I want him to hit this Utopaic second, like after she's already been wounded, preferably. But it's the same thing with her. Alright, so what we do, the current plan is we play Barnum. Barnum's going to go down here. We're going to hit the first action next turn to put him in the front. His blunt damage is going to kill the snake first, do some damage to her, then hopefully we'll have Izza deal more poison damage to her as well. So the way the characters attack in this game, it's random either to the left or the right of the character. So right now, these two creatures will only attack him. Let's end the turn. Right here, you'll see how many cards they get to play that turn. So this enemy gets to play 2 cards. And now since they have no cards left, I get to play 4 because they have no other cards to play. Alright, so right now, Barnum would be split between either attacking the Utopaic or the Warp Snake. It's random, I can't choose who they attack. But I want Barnum to go first. Now, when you hit abilities like Confuse or Protect Ally or First Action, this is automatically going to target the last card played that fits within that parameter. So Confuse will hit a level 5 character. It's going to confuse the first character that fits those parameters that's not already confused, which is why it's targeting the snake here and not the snake here. Same thing goes for Protect Ally. Right now, Protect Ally would hit him, but if I play another card, it's going to go after them instead. Alright, so we want them to go first. But do I want to do anything else? We could also send her into combat herself. That's another option. No, let's do this. We'll do first action. He's going to go to the front. Then we'll play our other people back here. This guy has blunt damage as well, and a lot of damage. I'm going to have him get closer. This ability is added to the defense when you play them. I believe this is based off the armor of the character. I'm going to have them get closer, and then we're going to stick our weakest character in the back. So even though they're in the back... Oh, right, I forgot. Because this is piercing damage and the pole arm, so he's played before the last offensive card played. So that's why he was put in front of him. Anyway, we played all the cards we can. Let's end turn, then it goes to the fight. Now it's just out of our hands. So we kill him. The bonus damage carries over to her. She's confused, so she can't fight this round. Alright, Izza got slashed by the Warp Snake. Now, this is the part that's going to hurt. Because she's going to be alive to deal damage to us. Oh, she went the way that I was hoping she wouldn't. So he did blunt damage and carried over to kill her. We've won, but now we've taken wounds. We've taken 10 wounds on Izza, which is terrible, and 6 wounds on Isobor. We did get some stone, some grains, and granites, I guess. We also gain experience and resource points. So right now, if we go into our inventory, you see that we have wounds. She has 0 out of 10 hit points. There's a very high chance that these people are going to die, which kind of sucks. This guy does have that medic skill, though. It lowers chances of dying from wounds for the group he's in. I don't know if this is a percentage, like if it's 40%. I have no idea. But right now, we're just going to set up camp and try to rest from our wounds. So we're going to have a camp. It takes a movement point. And when you're in camp, you can then gather resources that are around the camp, as you can see here. So we're going to be resting here just for a little bit. We'll put Isbor on the exotic fruit. There's a good chance that next turn, these people are going to die. And that's really crappy. That was a very tough fight to be our very first fight of the game. Alright, so now we have the tasks going on. That's a lot of turns. We're going to close. And we're still crafting those gathering tools. Alright, so there's really not much for us to do. Let's just end the turn, see if anyone dies. We did level up. So now this is the people leveling up in our expedition party. Zoska apparently got +1 to sturdiness. Not sure what sturdiness is, but sounds good. Herbalism, tactics, strength. That's pretty cool. And then these are our people who are in town. Very good. No one died. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign that no one died in the next turn. But we do have some villagers that are idle because they are doing nothing. There's nothing for them to do, really. We're going to close, and we're just going to recuperate from our wounds right now. That's all we're going to be doing. So let's end turn. Alright, I think we're good. I haven't learned this game's mechanics 100%, but I think if you don't die in the first couple turns, you'll be okay. That medic is doing work. Uh-oh. Alright, so we have some bats coming in. How are our wounds? Alright, she's back up to 10. He's back up to 7. We are fine. We are golden. We are ready to kill. I'm just going to cancel this expedition because it's going to take too long to actually get those things. But we are running out of fuel. That is kind of a big deal. I mean, I guess we'll just burn that too. Alright. So let's fight these guys. Wait, what? What? No, what? That's not where I wanted to go at all. Well, now our town could possibly go under attack. Alright. That's not where I wanted to go. In case it does get under attack here. Let's see. We get an extra defense. Alright, so let's consume the fish. Let's consume the mushrooms. And this will give all of our people a defensive bonus as well. I don't have enough food to get the +4 health. Alright, so we'll just uncheck mark that. Shoot. Alright, so we did get a resource point. Now what to spend it on. We have to build warhammers for that quest, which are over here. I kind of want to take care of our light armor first, though, so we can make some of that. Although we have no real source of leather or string around. At least not yet. So making that is going to be a little difficult. Let's see if... Let's do scale leather. For researching this resource, we will reveal it on the map, and then we also get some of it in our inventory. We'll do scaled leather. I know that that is built into light armor, so that's what I'm going for right now. And we'll end our turn. Oh, we got snakes. Alright, the bats did not attack us. Why can I not engage against them? That's really odd. There we go. Again, it's in the beta. Alright, so let's fight. Deformed bats. I fought normal bats, I think. I don't know how strong they are. Alright, okay, so these are weak creatures. This is the type of combat you can expect in the beginning, not combat against that other crazy lady who had such high attack. So this situation is really good for the blunt damage, because it's going to carry over and kill multiple creatures. So we're going to want to play Maniac here first. His defense gets boosted up by that number. We have no more cards to play this turn, so we'll have to end. So right now, we know that Maniac is going, or Man is going to get, what is this, 8 damage on him. So that may start to wound him. Is there any way we can stop that from happening? We can use this guy to protect ally, give him some more defense. We do have 2 cards to play. Yeah, let's do that. Because he's going to be taking 8. So I'm going to boost his defense by 6. And again, if I played like Zoska first and then did protect ally, then Zoska would get that instead of Maniac. So you got to be very careful how you play your cards, in what order. We'll play Zoska next. End. So these cards are going to be pulled from the tactical, so we know that they're not going to be able to fight in the first round. We'll play Iza. And I mean, Ispor has no skills whatsoever for this combat. Oh, we can't play that right now. Shoot. Oh, alright, so they used a tactic for that card to have this card go first. Alright. The bats, I've never really seen pull off tactics before. And now he'll attack this bat. I love that crush damage. So good. And when all of these cards are defeated, then we start attacking their discard pile. As so. There we go. We got some meat, some experience, and research. This is a good day. This is a good day. Alright, how much wood do we have here? We have 22. Alright. So what I'm going to do, we're going to move the expedition over here. I'm going to stop burning this. And then we're going to go to the awesome YouTube villa. Get some normal wood and keep going out here and killing things, I guess. I kind of want to put a gatherer with them so they can gather some stuff. We'll see. But that's going to do it for the first episode here. I will see you in episode 2 if this game has intrigued your interest. I think it's really cool. Take care.